His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa issued Decree 75 of the year 2023 appointing a Chief Executive Officer at the Labour Market Regulatory Authority, the LMRA, based on a proposal from the Minister of Labour and following the approval of the Cabinet. According to the decree, Nibras Muhammad Ali Talib was appointed as Chief Executive Officer for a tenure of 3 years. His Majesty also issued Decree 76 of the year 2023 appointing an Undersecretary in the Prime Minister's Office, PMO, based on the proposal of the Prime Minister and following the approval of the Cabinet. According to the decree, Nof Abdurrahman Jamshir was appointed as Undersecretary for Research and Projects in the PMO. The Deputy King, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, today issued Decree 77 of the year 2023 appointing a Chief Executive Officer at the National Communication Centre (NCC) based on a proposal by the Director General at the Prime Minister's Office, the PMO, following the approval of the Cabinet. The decree stipulates that Ahmed Khalid Al Arifi is appointed as Chief Executive Officer at the NCC. His Royal Highness the Deputy King Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the Minister of Interior General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa at Rafah Palace. His Royal Highness commended the Ministry of Interior's development and expressed pride in the efforts of its security officers in safeguarding the kingdom's development in line with the visions of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. His Royal Highness was briefed by General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah on the latest developments in the Ministry of Interior's programs and initiatives, as well as the Ministry's honourable efforts in safeguarding the community. The Deputy King commended the efforts of the Ministry of Interior headed by General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah and expressed gratitude for the sacrifices of the Ministry's employees in safeguarding the kingdom, wishing them continued success in achieving the kingdom's wide-ranging goals. For his part, and on behalf of the Ministry's personnel, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah expressed his gratitude for His Royal Highness's continued support for the Ministry. General Sheikh Rashid highlighted the Ministry's commitment to fulfilling its duties, which include safeguarding citizens' fundamental rights and freedoms in line with the visions of His Majesty the King. He noted the Ministry's ongoing coordination with local, regional and international organizations in line with the Kingdom's approach to promoting rights and preserving public security and safety. His Royal Highness the Deputy King Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa visited the Air Traffic Management Centre at the Ministry of Transportation and Telecommunications. The Deputy King highlighted the efforts of Bahraini citizens in advancing the Kingdom's comprehensive development led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness emphasized the importance of doubling efforts to strengthen the Kingdom's economic sector and their competitiveness through state-of-the-art infrastructure development. His Royal Highness noted that the Kingdom's national strategies, plans and programs meet current development needs and further efficiency, professionalism and transparency across various work streams. His Royal Highness added that proactiveness and excellence are core drivers of the Kingdom's competitive environment. His Royal Highness commended the Kingdom's major development works that enhance its modern infrastructure and legislative development and will continue to bring future successes for the Kingdom. Upon arrival, the Deputy King was received by the Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications, Mohammed bin Thamar Al-Ka'bi, and was briefed on the modernization of air navigation systems to ensure the highest levels of safety, quality and efficiency in line with the Kingdom's civil aviation sector development goals. His Royal Highness commended Team Bahrain's efforts in furthering the Kingdom's aviation sector, reiterating the importance of the Air Traffic Management Centre in supporting air traffic logistics and achieving the goals of the Economic Recovery Plan and Bahrain Economic Vision 2030. For his part, Al-Ka'bi welcomed the Deputy King's visit to the Air Traffic Management Centre and expressed gratitude to His Royal Highness for his continued support for the implementation of major development projects that enhance the Kingdom's status and its comprehensive development under the leadership of His Majesty the King. Al-Ka'bi highlighted that His Royal Highness's visit reflects the government's support in implementing wide-ranging aviation infrastructure projects. He expressed the Ministry's commitment to continue advancing the safety and efficiency of the Kingdom's air navigation services in accordance with the standards and requirements of the International Civil Aviation Organization. Several senior officials were also in attendance. His Royal Highness the Deputy King Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa today met with the Minister of Information Affairs Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah Naimi at Rafah Palace. His Royal Highness highlighted the importance of advancing Bahrain's media sector in line with its comprehensive development goals led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness highlighted the media's role in supporting development policies and programs that benefit the kingdom and its citizens. His Royal Highness was briefed on the National Communication Centre's NCC's plans and efforts to enhance the government's communication system according to desired development aspirations. His Royal Highness also urged NCC officials to double their efforts to keep pace with communication developments and enhance communication with local, regional and international media outlets. His Royal Highness then wished Ahmed Khalid Al-Arifi further success in his duties as the newly appointed Chief Executive Officer of the NCC. For his part, Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah expressed gratitude for the opportunity to meet with His Royal Highness for his support in government communication programs. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa and the Minister of Cabinet Affairs Hamad bin Faisal Al Malki also attended the meeting. The personal representative of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for the Environment, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, congratulated the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and leader of the Royal Endurance Team, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, on his victory in the Montpellier Endurance Championship in France for a distance of 160 kilometers. His Highness Sheikh Abdullah affirmed that his honorable global sporting achievement was achieved as a result of the unlimited interest, care and support of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the continued care and follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, which contributed to strengthening Bahrain's position in various sports forms. His Highness praised the distinguished efforts of the riders of the Royal Endurance Team and their keenness for more achievements at various levels, wishing them continued success. The Ministry of Education held its periodic meeting with the principals of all 209 public schools, chaired by the Minister of Education Dr. Mohammed bin Mubarak Jum'a, in the presence of a number of officials from various educational and support sectors. During the meeting, the preparations of the government schools for the reception of the new academic year 2023-2024 were reviewed, where the Minister gave an explanation to school principals about the preparations made by the Ministry, the plans and directions of the Ministry for the next stage, and the policies followed in dealing with all the stations of the next academic year. The Minister also touched on the most important challenges and lessons learned from the last academic year and ways to develop work in the next stage. The Minister affirmed that the focus in the conduct of the academic year should cover several main elements, namely interest in educational attainment, enhancement of skills and competencies, provisions of services and security and safety standards, consolidation of Bahraini citizenship and identity concepts, psychological and academic counseling, entertainment and competitions. The school principals affirmed the diligent work of all school teams to complete arrangements for the reception of the academic year and the reception of students, expressing their happiness at approaching the new academic year. The Survey and Land Registration Bureau SLRB signed an agreement renewing joint cooperation with the British Hydrographic Office. The SLRB's chairman, Sheikh Salman bin Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, signed the agreement with head of the Land Hydrographic Office, Admiral Angus Essenhay, in the presence of Bahrain's ambassador to the United Kingdom, Sheikh Fawaz bin Hamad Al Khalifa. The deal will pave the way for the exchange of accurate information that contributes to the development of navigational charts for the Kingdom of Bahrain. Bahrain's navigational charts were also approved by the International Hydrographic Organization. As such, maps give confidence in secure maritime traffic to and from the Kingdom of Bahrain. Sheikh Salman said this agreement stems from a long history of strategic relations between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Kingdom, spanning more than 200 years. He highlighted the care accorded by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and King Charles III of the UK to long-standing ties supported by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. He thanked Admiral Essenhay and all the personnel and experts for their professionalism, which yielded landmark achievements. Admiral Essenhay also thanked the SLRB chairman and the Bureau technical team for their cooperation. Sheikh Salman and the accompanying delegation toured the British National Maritime Museum and took stock of some historical collections and maps revealed to the Marine Survey. He commended the provisions of such valuable information that benefit everyone in general and museum visitors in particular, expressing his thanks and appreciation to Admiral Essenhay for the warm reception and hospitality. The Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture, Engineer Wael Mubarak, announced the signing of a contract for investment and development of the second phase of the Istiqlal walkway in Rafah. The Minister noted that encouraging investment in government properties is in line with Bahrain Economic Vision 2030 to involve the private sector in investments in municipal properties to achieve the interests of citizens and residents. He added that the project includes establishing playgrounds, shops and parking lots, as well as green spaces and tree planting on the project site. Mubarak noted that Bahrain has an infrastructure that qualifies it to establish various real estate projects, adding that it also has a system of legislation and facilitated procedures for investors in various sectors, including investment in municipal properties. In the presence of the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Abdullah Fakhru, the iFactories initiative was launched in partnership with Tamkeen. The initiative aims to support the industrial sector towards the fourth industrial revolution by evaluating factories and measuring their level of digital maturity, enabling them to invest in technology infrastructure and manufacturing automation, which is one of the pillars of the industrial sector strategy 2022-2026. Fakhru valued the government's keen interest in developing the industrial sector to strengthen national industries and increase their efficiency and global competitiveness. He also added that the launch aims to transform 300 factories into smart factories by the year 2026 by adopting the best regional and global practices in managing production lines to ensure the sustainability of the industrial sector's resources, raise its productivity, increase its efficiency, and reduce dependence on unskilled manpower, and transfer them towards automation and modern technologies in order to create promising qualitative job opportunities for citizens. The Minister of Industry and Commerce, Abdullah Fakhru, patronized the closing ceremony of the third edition of the Young Tech Entrepreneur Program. The Minister said that sponsoring and supporting this pioneering program comes within the framework of the government's directives to be a regional platform for technologies in the Middle East and to invest in Bahraini youth. He added that the program provided economic and technical opportunities for Bahraini youth participants to help them invest their ideas and achieve their ambitions in sustainable entrepreneurship. The Minister also announced the launch of the digital youth initiative Shabab Tech, which provides participants with continuous support to develop their projects. The Director General of the General Traffic Department affirmed that speeding violations in the Kingdom of Bahrain decreased by 38% since the beginning of this year compared to the same period in 2022. More in this report.
The General Traffic Department works to implement the law and monitor violations of all kinds in order to educate all drivers about compliance with traffic regulations and rules and to preserve the safety and interests of all road users. The department recorded a decrease in violations during this year, including a decrease in speeding violations by 38% since the beginning of the year compared to the same period in 2022, and a decrease in the death rate due to vehicle accidents to its lowest level in 5 years. These promising percentages are clear evidence of the General Traffic Department's keenness to implement wide-field and media campaigns to raise safety rates on the road and the keenness and awareness of all committed drivers, in addition to the important role played by community partnership with government agencies and the private sector, which had a great impact in pushing for an increased awareness of traffic regulations and rules for all road users.